My name is Minh. I'm a 26 years old young man who is following his dream. As an artist, I did a very meaningful project, 365 portrait sketch in 2023. That's how most of my friends know me. And for the last 6 months, I quit my job and I become a full-time artist. Meeting the traveling village was a wonderful experience. I was commissioned to paint a big canvas on the 20 January 2024, and it was a roving chill house in one of their first communal meal. I was there painting plain in the air. After that, I carried the painting home in my previous studio. I organized a few painting workshops with the children from the traveling village. I learned unicycle from Irene and Andy. I worked out with the group a few times. I did a face painting event, and at the very last time when they were in Hoi An, I organized a traditional cake cooking workshop with the group. I was contacted by Bridget March, a UK gallery owner, who connected me with Nicolas. His email sounded a little bit like looking for a young artist who paints live painting of the group, and he wants tropical color, rice field, rooftops and lanterns, and he wants to support a young artist. So his email sounded a little bit that he's looking just for me. At the time, I just quit my full-time job and find inspiration to paint full-time. I found myself joining many of their events. Professionally, I was very inspired and gained confidence. I was inspired because I see these young children traveling with their parents. They were homeschooled, and I get to see a bit of everything I do through their eyes. A very new and sort of exotic experience from another country. Painting a big canvas, I gained more confidence because I knew that I could finish it. It's a really big painting, it's quite overwhelming. It changed up my approach to painting a lot, and it helped me gain confidence. And in fact, in the following month, when I finished that big painting, I went on my first mural festival in my life, and I tried spray painting graffiti in the Namjam festival in Da Nang, and it's a very positive progress reflecting. I went from painting a big canvas with brush, now spray painting huge murals in the festival with other international artists. I always loved traveling, and I also grew up having all of my aunties living next to my parents' house. So I was also a kid that raised by a village, so to speak. And I found out that I learned many virtues and skills from them unconsciously. And I think it's very beneficial for the children to be homeschooled that way, and super privileged that they get to travel to different countries, different cities, and absorb so much. And I interacted with all kind of travelers to Hoi An, from backpackers to wealthier travelers. And I find that traveling village is somewhere in the middle, that they balance durations of the travel. They stay 1 month vacation, and they participated in almost every workshop I know in Hoi An. It just opened my mind to the possibility of traveling with other friends, family in the future. And I think it's an ideal concept for a traveling village, a digital nomad village for the 21st century. Interact with tourists in this way, I deepen my appreciation to my own culture. Because I stay here not too long, not too short, I get to experience a bit of Hoi An through their lens when I participated in their events and listened to their stories. Interact with tourists this way, as in having multiple encounters and multiple workshops. It allows me to not just have the superficial conversations that we usually would have with other travelers. I have enough time and connection to find a bit more about their hopes and dreams and their goals and what do they do in life, and be able to establish a longer and deeper and more meaningful relationship. And I believe anytime I can call Andy or Nicolas, for example, and maybe ask them for their traveling advice when I become a traveling painter. So the artwork is a big canvas of this size, but it's horizontal. I love everything about the artwork, from the beginning of painting it at Roving Chill House and the process of finishing it at my home studio. My wife helped me to move from being a procrastinator and finish it over 80 hours of working. And to talk about this painting, the original painting is now rolled and carried on by Nicolas, and hopefully it will be hanged in his living room in Copenhagen city when he's back to Denmark. We have 18 prints that is printed on gió paper, the traditional Vietnamese paper that is made from the gió tree. It's a traditional paper that was used to write calligraphy and đồng hồ painting and so on. There's a lot of details that I can talk about this painting. I would go from left to right. From the left side, it was a sunny day. The weather was beautiful, not too cold and not too hot. I added the real scenes of the rice field that Nicolas asked for. And over here, it's also my representation of Roving Chill House restaurant. People here are eating food, like me in spring roll. Talking, having a good time. It's one of their first communal meals, so they're just getting to know each other. I have these rooftops kind of grow on top of each other in an abstract style, because I want to convey that endless oceans of rooftops that we can see in Hoi An. Here below, I added a few signature boats with the boat eyes from Hoi An. Few people just chillax. I have a little icon of me painting. On that day, I have artist zone, and my wife and my friend helped me to mix the paint, clean the palette, clean the brush. So it was a team project almost. In the middle, I have a dragon that is a real sculpture of the garden, and I intentionally leave the billboard next to the dragon blank so that your mind can put anything that you want into it. Below, I have the oceans of Hoi An with the famous Charm Island merged into the road and expand into the rice field behind, where we have these children playing the ninja game. Surrounding them are the 6 languages of 6 nationalities saying the same thing, so cool, or saset, or cosi bello, or thật tuyệt. And on this far right hand, I take reference from a real photographic of Nicolas was giving a communal speech to the group, and I try to create a resemblance of every character that I see in that photo. And below here I hide the word traveling village, which is also what Nick asked for. Grow on top of the group are a lot of jungles. This only happened in my imagination. A lot of tropical jungle with the banana trees, a coconut tree. I added 3 little lanterns, Japan, Vietnam and Thailand. And below here I added my character, Cow Cycle, that I added everywhere in almost any painting I make. I believe that these characters are my modern creations that always would remind people to the rural developing countries like Vietnam. And thanks again, the Traveling Village, for the opportunity to let me have this meaningful project and a wonderful kickoff to 2024. And I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye, Nicolas.